Dricus Du Plessis says, "Thanks a lot, Ankalaev, for taking my biggest payday. All the aura is gone." Talking about one Alex Pereira, and I gotta be honest with you, he's right. I don't really want to see Alex go down to middleweight at this point and fight Dricus for the middleweight title, because I think Dricus does the same thing, only Dricus manages to get on top. I think Dricus is a more explosive guy than Ankalaev. I think he's built more compact and more like a tank than Ankalaev. And I think he gets on top of Pereira, and I think he lands good ground and pound as well. And I think Dricus, after just seeing him lose, he's not so scared of him no more. I don't think Dricus ever was scared of him, but I'm just speaking to the overall aura that Alex Pereira had, which was that of this very intimidating dude. But once that intimidating dude loses and you see someone stand up to the intimidator, it's gone. And that's what Dricus is talking about here. And one thing I just want to say, by the way, this narrative that Alex Pereira cut crazy weight to make middleweight, and he was like, dude, that's where he fought for all of his UFC career before he went up to light heavyweight. Was he killing himself the first time he made middleweight or the second time? Like, he made middleweight several times. He was not killing himself. I heard Joe Rogan say that on the commentary booth, but I don't agree with that. I think Alex Pereira could fight at middleweight. He's a big guy, sure, but so is Israel Adesanya, and Israel Adesanya cuts to middleweight. Like, Alex is a big dude. Don't get it twisted. He is. But he could make middleweight, okay? Let's not act like, I don't know if he could ever make middleweight again. I don't think that's true. And I think Dricus beats him. And I think if Dricus went up to light heavyweight, I think Dricus beats him. I think Alex Pereira has been handheld and spoon-fed by the UFC matchmakers. I do. I think the UFC matchmakers realized that, hey, this guy has a history with one of our biggest star champions in Israel Adesanya. If we can make the Adesanya-Pereira fight happen in the UFC, we could sell a lot of tickets, pay-per-views, etc., etc. Alex Pereira knocked Israel Adesanya out in kickboxing and beat him on points. Some people argue that it was a robbery, whatever. He got his hand raised, and then he really stamped it in the rematch with the knockout. So it's just one of those things where you want to make the fight if you're a promoter. It's a big fight. People are curious. And a lot of people hated Israel Adesanya too. Don't forget that. A lot of Israel Adesanya haters. So when you have that, it's easy to create sort of another star, because you're creating a guy who's built off of the hate for the initial star. So that's pretty much what happened. There's a reason why they kept him away from Dricus Du Plessis in the middleweight division. Dricus was in the division too. Dricus was in the UFC when Alex started in the UFC. What are we talking about here? Derek Brunson was in the UFC. Marvin Vettori was in the UFC. How come it was only after one top 10/top 5 guy that he got fast-tracked to the title? Oh, he beat Sean Strickland. Let's give him Israel Adesanya. Why wasn't it, okay, he beat Sean Strickland, let's give him Marvin Vettori. Okay, he beat Sean Strickland, let's give him, this guy or the other guy, or who, Derek Brunson, Dricus. Like, or why not give him those guys instead of Sean Strickland? You know what I mean? My phone fell out my hand, but you guys know what I mean, man. You know what I'm saying. Like, it's just one of those things, and people were getting so carried out of the way, out of the, the way they were hyping this guy up. Alex Pereira is a great fighter. He's a fighter who carries his power until the very end of the fight. He could knock you out in the, ask Izzy, you know what I'm saying? Championship rounds, he knocked him out in. Alex Pereira carries his power. Alex Pereira is very dangerous, for sure, but he's beatable. He is not unbeatable. He does have an Achilles heel. He does have a kryptonite, and that is the grappling. Someone check his grappling. You have to check his grappling. And it was like Makhachev said, put him Ankalaev. Once you put him Ankalaev, you found out real quick what happens. Ankalaev may have went 0 for 11 or 0 for 12 on takedowns, but I don't care, bro. Every time he clashed, every time they got close together and they were grabbing on each other, it was Ankalaev who was winning, bro. And I didn't see anything from Alex that tells me he wins the rematch. So, again, it's possible. He has the dangerous factor. He has that knockout chance. He has the puncher's chance, the knee chance, that, you know, like, he can knock you out in many different ways. The head kick chance, he has that. I'm giving him that. But outside of that, he could kind of get beat up for 25 minutes, you know, if he doesn't find it. If he doesn't find it, he could lose the fight. So, it's one of those things. Honestly, I think Sean Strickland could have beaten Alex Pereira if he had wrestled. And I said that when the fight got made in a prediction video. I said Sean Strickland could win if he wrestles. What did Sean decide to do? I'm going to do the man dance, you guys. You know, you guys, you got to be a man, you guys. And that's what he decided to do, and he got knocked out for it. But I promise you, if Sean Strickland would have tried to grapple Alex Pereira at that point in time, I think he beats him. I mean, keep in mind, Israel Adesanya took down Alex Pereira and dominated. He put him in the Dagestani handcuffs and just went to work on him. So, I don't know, man. I never bought this crazy hype. He's a great fighter, great dangerous striker, but he is not top 10 all time. Get out of here. Alex Pereira is not top 10. Deal with it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. Join the discussion, follow for more, and of course, leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.